Welcome to Messy Church. It is really good to be with you. As every church, we would usually be hosting a Messy Church at this time of year with everyone gathered in our church building together. But as that's still not possible, we thought we would do something online for everyone to take part in instead. We hope that as you spend this time with us, whether it's the first time you've been with us or whether you've been to every Messy Church we've ever done, that you really enjoy this time together. We usually meet 3 times a year in our church building, and that is just a morning of fun for the whole family to get creative and to be learning about God together. So as we start, I'm just going to pray for us. Dear God, thank you that even though we can't be together in person today, we have the technology to connect with one another in lots of different ways. Thank you that you promise to be with us too. And I pray that this morning we would remember the wider community that we're a part of and learn more about you. Amen. Today we're going to be basing our time on the film Inside Out. Have you seen it? Well, for those of you who haven't, here is a little brief summary. So the story centres on a girl called Riley who is 11 years old and her family, and they are moving to a new neighbourhood. Along the way, we get to see inside Riley's head as we meet 5 different characters who are her emotions. These guys help her to figure out the changes in her life as her family move house. These emotions are joy, sadness, fear, anger, and disgust. So, what are emotions? Emotions are another word for feelings. Think about a time when you've opened the best gift you've ever been given. You may have felt your stomach flip, your heart probably started to race a little bit faster, and your face maybe turned into a big smile. What you were experiencing was the emotion or feeling of happiness. Or have you ever fallen off your bike or your scooter? I reckon you felt pretty sad when you did that. Have you ever smelt anything yucky in the rubbish bin? You may have experienced the emotion of disgust. Emotions are something that we feel inside, but often we show them on the outside through how we react or behave. And different people will show their emotions in different ways. As usual, we're going to start our Messy Church time together with a team game. And this morning we're going to do a quiz. You might want to do it together as your whole household, or you might decide to compete against them. Okay, so here we go with our quiz. And this morning I am challenging you to have a look at some different photographs of people and decide if you think they are happy or sad. Now, to make it a little bit trickier for you, I have covered up part of their face, and so you can only see the top half. So, here we go with number 1. Can you tell if this person is happy or sad? Okay, let's find out. That's right, they are happy. Can you see that big grin on their face? Okay, here we go with the second one then. Is this person happy or sad? And there it is, they are happy. Okay, what about this next one? Are they happy or sad? And here's the answer, they are sad. Okay, let's try the next one. Is this person happy or sad? Here we go. That's right, they are sad. That one was a bit trickier, I think. Let's try the next one. Is this person happy or sad? And the answer is happy. Okay, what about this one? Is this person happy or sad? And the answer is happy as well. Okay, try the next one. Is this person happy or sad? I think you might get this one. That's right, they are sad. Okay, can you try the next one? Is this person happy or sad? Here we go. They are feeling happy. Okay, can you try this one now? Are they happy or sad? And the answer is they're sad. Look at that sad face. Okay, let's try another one. Is this person happy or sad? Let's have a look. They are happy as well. Well, did you get them all right? Or actually, was that a little bit trickier with their faces covered up? Now, this is a really great game that you could have a go at with your family. All you need is a piece of paper that can cover up part of your face. You might decide to cover up the top half or the bottom half. Totally up to you. Just use a piece of paper, a jumper, a sock, whatever you've got in your house, and see if you can challenge your family to decide whether or not you are feeling happy or sad by looking at you. I'm going to hand over to some other friends of mine now who are going to show us another fun activity that we can do as we think about emotions.
Hello everyone! We're going to be making a Play-Doh demonstration today, and our mum who's behind the camera is going to be helping us. It's a fun thing to do at home.
It sure is, and we're going to do it together. And hopefully our friends watching us live here at Messy Church will be able to make it at home too. What ingredients do we need?
Flour, sugar, salt, and paint and water.
And paint and water. So we only need a few ingredients: flour, salt, paint and water. So Monty and Francesca are going to show you how to make it. So first, I'm going to start off with a cup and some flour. And we need to measure out 2 cups of flour into our bowl. So Monty, can you do the first cup, please? This can be messy, but it's fun. And we don't mind a bit of mess in this house, do we, guys?
No.
Oh, it's quite tricky. Here's a big bag of flour. Might need to shake it a bit, shake it up. So we've got 1 cup of flour going into our bowl. That's all right, Monty. And now, Francesca, can you take a turn? Making Play-Doh is a really fun activity. And it also gives your children the opportunity to share and help one another. As you can see, Franny is putting her flour into her cup and her brother is helping her by holding her cup and showing her how to get the flour into it. Well done, guys. Great teamwork. Oh, that's okay. We like a bit of mess in the Hannah Norris household. Right, so now we need to turn the flour up the right way. And Franny, can you put it into the bowl? Right, so we have 2 cupfuls of flour. Now we need to put in some
Baking.
salt, not baking powder. Right, so Monty, how much salt do we need? Can you remember?
Half a cup, wasn't it?
It's half a cup each because we're going to take it in turns. So if you did half a cup each, how many cups do we need? 1 whole cup. So Monty, can you do your first half a cup? now we have a mixture of flour and salt. We like coloured Play-Doh in our house, don't we, guys?
Yeah.
And what colours have we had over the holidays?
Blue, and we've had red, I think. Yeah. We've had red.
So today we're going to have blue. So I want Monty to open up the lid and do one big squidge of paint. And then Francesca, can you do another big squidge of paint?
There's not much left anymore. Can I mix it up?
No, not just yet. We don't need to mix it up just yet. But what we also need to tell our friends that are watching our video is that if you haven't got any paint at home, you could also use some food colouring. So now we are going to add our water before we give our Play-Doh mixture a good mix. So I need Monty to pour some water into the cup. And he's going to put one whole cupful into the mixture. And then Franny, I would like you to put in half a cup of water, if that's okay. Good girl. And then pour that into the mixture. So now you should have a bowl that looks a bit like this. There's lots of flour, salt, some blue paint to colour, and some water. And now we are going to get messy.
Right, we just finished mixing our Play-Doh and it should look something like this. Now we need to make or draw a picture of a face, and then we're going to be making emotions out of the Play-Doh.
If your Play-Doh doesn't look like this, just add some more flour until you get this consistency. Right, children, have you got your pictures of your faces?
Yeah.
1, 2. So Monty and Fran have got a picture of their face, and now they're going to make different emotions with the Play-Doh. You ready, guys?
Yeah.
Right. So would you like to do a smiley mouth? So you only need a little bit each. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. That's good sharing.
Thank you.
And then you can maybe make a smiley mouth. Franny, can I see your smiley mouth? Can you pick it up and show me? So Franny's made a smiley mouth. Fantastic. Monty's smiley mouth. Fantastic. What about a sad face? A sad face. What do you look like when you're sad?
I'm sad. It looks more like a moustache.
You just sad moustache man.
A sad moustache man.
And what's yours, Franny? Whoa, yours is angry. What about
This is probably the funny part of it.
Yeah, what about surprised? What do you look like when you're surprised? Can you do a surprise face? Oh, look, Monty's got a big surprised mouth on his. And it looks like Franny's following suit.
I'm surprised.
Wow! That is amazing. Oh, that is so good. Well done, guys. What about the last face, an angry face? Because it's okay to feel angry. It's okay to feel angry, but what does your angry face look like?
Very angry.
Oh, a very angry face there, Monty.
I can't do it.
Francesca's looks like a very big mouth. Right, well, thank you, guys. Have you had fun?
Yeah. Thank you for watching, and hope you enjoyed making the Play-Doh and enjoyed playing with it.
and we would love to see all of your wonderful creations. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
We believe that our emotions are a part of how God made us. In the Bible, we read about people expressing all kinds of emotions, especially in the book of Psalms. God wants us to trust him with how we're feeling and invites us to share how we're feeling with him. He wants to give us joy, but also promises to help us when we're feeling sad or scared or angry. This morning, we're going to have a brief look at each of the emotion characters in the film Inside Out. And for each one, we've asked a few of our friends to share with us about their experience of each emotion. And we're also going to give you an idea of a craft activity that you might like to do as a way of expressing that emotion when you feel it. So, let's begin. When you're feeling sad, who helps you?
Mummy and Daddy. Jesus, or sometimes I cuddle the chickens to make me feel a bit better.
Yeah, these chickens are very comforting and can understand everything.
Yeah.
And
If it
yes,
was
Jesus
anyone.
as well.
I just toy with.
Mum, maybe Dad might help me. Jasmine might help me. I might pray at night if it's like a nighttime sadness, but yeah.
My friends.
God.
Well, I hate feeling sad. It's not something I relish. But I have an awesome wife and family and friends. I'm inclined to go to them when I'm feeling sad to chat with them. When things get really, really bad, I also chat with my God, and I find that makes a big difference to me as well.
No one likes to feel sad, but there are sometimes things that happen in life that make us feel sad, and it's important that we're honest about that. Who are the people in your life that help you when you are feeling sad? In the Bible, God promises that one day in the future there will be no more sadness. In the meantime, he also promises that he will never leave us. So when we feel sad, we can ask him for help too. This morning, we thought that a nice activity to do would be to think about someone else that we know that feels sad and think about how we can maybe cheer them up. And a great way to cheer people up is to let them know that we're thinking of them. So I'm going to show you how to make a very simple card that you might like to send to a friend who's feeling sad. Now I'm sure you'll have all kinds of creative ways of making cards yourself, but here is just one way. So this morning you will need some card, and actually I've got a few pieces of card that's going to make mine. Some paint, because let's face it, colour always helps. A plastic wallet, a pen, some scissors and some sellotape. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is, using my plastic wallet, I'm just going to chop it a little bit smaller, and really I want it to be similar to the size of the front of my card. So here we go. Now you might have to ask a grown-up to help you with this bit. Okay, there we go. Well, I can get rid of this bit now, and I now have my bit of plastic, and actually you'll find that you can open it a little bit. So I've got two sides that are nicely done up still, and two sides that are left open. Now, using my paint, I'm going to squirt a few blobs of paint inside here. So let's see, I'd like a little bit of red. And you want to put that paint inside of the two bits of plastic. And a bit of green. Ooh, there we go. And a little bit of yellow as well. Nice and bright. Ooh, it's going everywhere. This is gonna get messy. Here we go, squeeze a little bit in there too. Okay, now the next thing that you will need is some sellotape and your scissors. And what you want to do is seal up the outside of your plastic. So here we go, let's get the end. I'm going to put a bit on that top section and fold it over just to seal that bit. And I'm going to use another bit for the other end. There we go, and fold it over. And what you should have done is sealed all of the edges. Now you might find you need to add a little bit more reinforcement of sellotape. In fact, I think I might just put a little bit more along the top of mine. There we go. And just trim the ends off, like this. Okay, so what you'll be left with is your plastic pocket now with some paint inside, and you could use all kinds of different colours. You might use a sandwich bag instead of a plastic wallet, but here we go. And the next thing is the fun bit. This is where you get to squeeze. So move your paint around and fill as much of that space as possible. Once you are happy with how much you have filled your plastic, just put it to one side. And next, you want to take your card. Now, have a little think about what picture you might like to have on the front. I think I'm going to do a big heart on the front of mine today, but you can draw whatever shape you want to do. So here we go, let's draw a heart. Okay, there's my heart. It doesn't have to be perfect because what we're going to do now is cut out that shape so that it's not there anymore. So again, you'll want to ask an adult who can help you with this bit because it's sometimes a little bit tricky to get going. It really can be any shape. For this bit though, you might just decide to do a square, or you might go a little bit more adventurous and do a star, I don't know. Okay, and it's even better if you can hide where you had your lines. So I'm just going to cut round mine again and just make it a little bit bigger to hide where my pen lines are. What you will be left with is a hole in the middle of your card. Okay, so the next thing, we want to get our plastic paint sachet back again, and we're going to tape this inside of our card so that on the outside we get some lovely colour. So get some sellotape again. And I'm just going to get another bit to stick at the bottom. There we go, you can see I've stuck my plastic pocket inside now. And actually I'm just going to get another piece of card and cover over the top of that so that when my friend opens their card you cannot see the plastic hidden behind anymore. So another bit of sellotape. I'm going to have one bit sticking at the top and one at the bottom. There we go. And it really is as simple as that. Now I have my card and it has a lovely shape in the middle with a bit of colour, and I can decorate that. I can use pens, felt tips, and then on the inside I can write my message for my friend. Simple as that. Why don't you have a go too? What do you do when you feel angry?
Go rampaging all over the place.
No, yes, if you're saying yes, like all of the floor doing.
Well, that's a long story. I have a problem with anger. I had a very angry father, and so angry people make me afraid. And when I feel angry, I scare myself. I might sound a bit silly. So, yeah, I get very frustrated when I feel angry. But again, I chat with people. That's the only way that I find I can process anger. Don't like it. Horrible.
Sometimes I go upstairs and have a little quiet time.
Go rampaging around the house.
I might go like this for a while and take some deep breaths and go away from people and think about what I'm angry about.
Sometimes go outside to let myself.
Yeah, I like going outside when it's cold outside.
Just like
Or go into my bed with my teddies.
keep myself away from anyone else who might just make me feel angrier, and then I try and calm down.
We all get upset and angry sometimes. There are things in life that are unfair. And people don't always act kindly to one another. It is right to question when things are unfair, but also important to not let anger get out of control and hurt others. What makes you angry, Francesca?
My brother fights with me.
And what do you do when he gets that way?
I go to tell my mum.
And then Mummy can help calm Monty down, but also explain to the both of you how being angry can hurt other people's feelings. And one thing that we do at our house is use something called a
bottle and some tin foil and some old paper, and you can get anything like what you want to make it with a bottle and half a cup of water.
And these are called calming bottles, aren't they?
Yeah.
And we make them to help us calm ourselves when we feel angry.
Yeah.
So as Francesca said, we found some tin foil, and we've also found some old ribbon that we use for wrapping presents. We've also found some tissue paper, but you could also use things like loom bands or Lego or glitter and add it to your calming bottle. Right, so Francesca, if you pass it to Mummy, and I'll just open the lid of your calming bottle. And now you can add all of your bits into your bottle. So as you can see, Franny has lots of bits that she's already pre-cut out, and she's placing them into her bottle. And she's going to use this when she feels angry. It will keep her calm, and she can watch the material inside move up and down. She's picked all her favourite colours. What colours have you got there, Fran?
I've got red, pink and gold.
Red, pink and gold. All of Franny's favourite colours being pushed into her calming
yellow,
bottle.
but I don't have yellow.
This is an easy activity that you can create at home using a plastic bottle, water and any crafty bits.
What, like have not like what just sinks, like what you can shake around and stuff like that. This is my calming bottle, and when you shake it around, everything moves. If you shake it like that, you'll see all the stuff moving. But if you roll it, it's even fun because it all moves around. And if you shake it up and down, like this, like that, it all goes moving around, or you shake it up and down. If you like tip it like that, just roll around.
So that is Franny's calming bottle. It's something to make at home to help you when you're feeling that things are unfair or you feel angry. Happy making!
What are you scared of?
Spiders.
I don't know what I don't know. I just am not scared of much things.
Okay.
I'm not like thinking of many.
Of the dark and bad dreams. Danny when he's being asleep.
Scared of many things, really. Some of them are silly. I'm really scared of being seasick. I've done that quite a few times. Don't like it. But I have learnt to actually go on boats now and overcome that to a degree. Just take seasick tablets. Not worth being seasick. But probably more importantly, I'm scared of angry people. I'm scared of confrontation. And like I said, that's probably because my dad was an angry person. So that's been built into me from a very long time.
Basically nothing.
Oh. Now, to be honest, I can be a bit scared of the dark sometimes, and a teeny little fry about spiders.
There are lots of things that scare us, even as grown-ups. But God invites us to trust him with the things that worry or scare us. He reminds us that we don't have to be on our own and face those things. In fact, he is bigger than all of those things, and he cares deeply about each of us. He doesn't want fear to take over us. So, this morning, I thought that we would have a go at making a bubble wand. I don't know about you, but I love bubbles. So, the things that you need for this craft are some washing up liquid, all brands are welcome, a pot, some water, a stick of some kind, it doesn't matter, this one is a lolly stick, it could just be a stick from your garden, and a pipe cleaner or a bit of wire, something similar. Now if you don't have a pipe cleaner at home, then you could also do something very similar with a plastic bottle, which we'll put the instructions for that onto our website after this. Okay, so let's get going. Now you can put your washing up liquid and water to one side for now, and the pot. What we're going to use is our pipe cleaner and stick. So, very simply, using your pipe cleaner, can you make a small circle like this? And then twist your pipe cleaner around, a little bit like you're making a person. So you'll see you've got a circle at the top and then two longer bits. And now we're going to attach this to your stick. So what you want to do is wrap it around really tightly so it holds together, and I'm going to wrap the other long bit the other way around. There we go. And really it is as simple as that. It looks a little bit like a see-through lolly now. So you could decorate yours, you might have some pens at home or some stickers, you can make it a little bit more interesting, but this really is it. Now using your pot and your water, you want to pour a little bit of water, not too much, into your pot, and then you want a big squirt of washing up liquid as well, and this is going to make our bubble solution. Now you could use the end of your stick just to give it a stir, and then dipping your circle end into your solution, you should pick up some bubble mixture so you can blow some bubbles. Oh, that one didn't work. I'm going to have another go. There we go, some bubbles. Let's try again. Excellent. Now I recommend doing this outside so that you can watch your bubbles fly away. And actually, as you blow the bubbles, what I want to encourage you to do is to think about the things that worry you or maybe scare you. And as your bubbles go forward, ask God to help you with those things and then watch them pop. And a reminder that you are giving them over to God. Here we go. Show us your disgusted face. When we see or we hear about people doing things that we don't agree with or we don't understand, we can sometimes feel disgusted by that. We think it's important to remember that God invites us to love everybody, and whether or not we agree with them, we should be looking for ways that we can show them that we care. In this strange season, it's hard to be doing that in the usual ways, but we have an idea of one way that you could show somebody else that you care about them. So this is called sending a hug in the post. So you need 2 pieces of paper that are bigger than your hand, some scissors, some pens, a pencil, however creative you're feeling, and some wool or some string, or if you don't have those things, you could just use a really long piece of paper. So, the first thing you need to do is to draw around one of your hands. Now you might find it easier to get someone to help you with this bit. You might decide to draw around somebody else's hand. There we go, so I'm just using a pencil to draw around my hand, and I don't know if you can see it, but now on my paper is the outline of my hand. Now, if you're clever and can cut 2 pieces of paper at once, then do that. But if you find it hard to cut through, then just draw in around another hand, because what we want to be left with is 2 paper hands. So here we go. I'm going to try cutting mine out at the same time. Ta-da! I have 2 hands now cut out of my paper. Okay, now this is the time that you could get a little creative and decorate them, make it look as colourful as you like. The brighter the better in my book. So take your time to do that. I'm not going to do that for now because I want to tell you the next instruction, which is to put some kind of arms on these. Now, I'm going to use wool today, so I'm going to find the end of my wool. And I want to make it as long as my arms, so to there, but I want it to go all the way to my other wrist as well. You can't even see that because this is me sending a hug, so I'm going to snip just there. Okay. And very simply, using your sellotape, which I forgot to tell you to get, attach to your 2 hands. So there's some sellotape for one. And now on the other one. And now you will find you have two hands attached together that can carefully wrap around and give a hug. Why don't you send this in the post to someone that you've not seen in a while and that you would like to send a hug to? What do you do when you feel happy?
I just feel happy.
You know what I really like to do when I feel happy is hug, which at the moment is proving quite difficult because I'm not allowed to hug people. I'm looking forward to being able to hug people again very soon. So yeah, when I'm happy, that's when I like to hug people.
Lovely.
If I've just had some good news, I might go, yes.
If it's emotionally happy, then I'll probably cry with happy tears. And then if I'm really, really happy, I would probably scream and shout and walk up and run up and down the stairs, just screaming and shouting in joy.
I bounce on trampolines, run around with chickens, chat to them. Don't I? I talk to you all the time, don't I?
I play games with Lucy sometimes.
Very good.
I smile and play with my friends.
Joy is even deeper than happiness. Joy stays even on our good and bad days, and we can ask God to fill us with joy. Sometimes though, it's hard to remember that, and it's good to find ways that we can encourage ourselves and others. So this morning I thought that you might like to make something called a thankful jar. It's very simple. All you need is an empty jar, some paper, if you have them, some permanent markers. If you don't have them, normal felt tips will do, stickers, anything like that, and you might just want a normal pen as well. Now, the first thing to do is simply to decorate the outside of your jar. Now, that's why I wanted the permanent markers, because I know that they will stay on the glass. But if you've only got felt tip pens and paper, then you could decorate some bits of paper and then use some sellotape to stick them onto your glass. Or if you do have stickers at home, then go crazy, add stickers. So I'm going to use some permanent markers. And all I'm going to do is just make it something that looks really happy. So all kinds of patterns. I'm going to put some swirls on mine. Actually, what I would like to do is add a smiley face. So I'm going to need a yellow. Let's see what I can find. Okay, got a yellow. I'm going to use my paper. Got the base of my smiley face, and let's add some features. There we go, a smiley face. Now I'm going to add this to my jar. Now, I reckon you can be a lot more creative than I've been with my jar when you decorate yours. But the main thing is to just make it look bright, stand out, and give you a smile, because you want it to remind you of what to go inside it. Now, you'll need other bits of paper for this bit. As many as you like, whatever colour, whatever size. But essentially, it's a time to remember the things that have made you happy, the things that have made you smile. Write them down on your bits of paper and then put them inside your jar so that when you're feeling sad, you can go and look in your jar, read some of the things that were things that made you smile, things that filled you with joy, and remind yourself of the good stuff. So yeah, you can add to it at any time. It's something that you'll probably look back on in a few years' time and be a good reminder of all of those things too. So I've got one from a few years ago and I find it really helpful to look through and be reminded of those times. So have fun making your happy, joyful, thankful jars. We're going to practice some mindfulness now. Maybe it's something that you've done in school before. These practices can encourage kindness and help us to manage our feelings. We'll learn to focus our minds, find calm, and have fun with our imagination. So, why don't you find a space in the room and follow the instructions?
Let's sit on the floor with our legs crossed. We are going to try and sit quietly and focus our breathing. Imagine that you're sat under a beautiful tree. Be still and know that I am God. With your hands on your tummy, breathe in. Let your hands lift off your tummy as if they're on the surface of a balloon that is being blown up. Now, as you breathe out, let your hands fall back into your tummy, just like a deflated balloon. Keep breathing in and out, in and out. Doing your balloon breaths. Can you see the top of the tree? Now stand up straight. Place your foot on top of the other. And lift your hands up above your head. You are now a tall, rooted tree. Their roots will be firm in the house of the Lord. They will grow strong and healthy in the courtyard of our God. I can see a caring koala on one of the tree branches. Let's place our feet back onto the ground and drop our arms. Place our arms on opposite shoulders and cross our legs together. You are both now caring koalas. Cast your cares on the Lord and he will sustain you. The koala can see a frustrated frog under the tree. How do you feel? Asked the koala. Sad, said the frog. I've lost my balloon. Now I would like you to straighten your back and lower your arms and come down in the squat, frustrated frog position. Tears are prayers too. They travel to God when we can't speak. The caring koala sits with the frustrated frog under the tree. They hear a noise. They both feel scared. I know the Lord is always with me. I will not be shaken, for he is right beside me. Guess who it was, children? The koala and frog were scared of the hissing cobra We're going to now lie on our fronts. We're going to place our arms out in front of us and we're going to push up into the cobra position. Don't be scared of me. The cobra said to the koala and the frog. I have found something that belongs to you. He hands Frog a balloon. Frog smiles. Koala smiles. Thank you, said Frog. Everyone is happy. Happy are the people whose God is the Lord. If you sit back up into your cross-legged position, hold on to that balloon and breathe in and out. In and out. In and out.
So this morning we have spent time thinking about all kinds of different emotions. We have recognised that emotions are part of how God made us. And we have heard about how there are different ways that we can express our emotions, and that is different for different people as well. We've thought a little bit about what kind of activities we can do to help us think about our emotions. And we've been reminded that in the Bible, there are different people that also have different emotions, and that God really cares about that. We want to encourage you to keep trusting God with how you feel, and to keep going to him with how you feel, because as I said, he really cares. He wants to know how we're feeling, and he wants to help us figure that stuff out. So I'm going to pray once more. Dear God, thank you that you love us however we're feeling. And thank you that you've made us all totally different and unique, and that you see and understand each of us. I pray, God, that you would help us to be able to express how we're feeling, to trust people around us, and ultimately to trust you with how we're feeling. Help us to keep relying on you, no matter what the situation. Amen. Okay, we're going to do one more game that you can do at home to think about emotions this morning. Okay, so for our last game today, this is something that you're going to need to have a go at creating at home. So all you need is some card and some felt tips and probably a pair of scissors. And what you want to do is cut out some squares of card like these. They don't have to be exact, but what you do want is an even number of them. And what we're going to do is take two at a time and draw different faces on them that show those different emotions. So on the first two, and I want them to be exactly the same, so I've got a set, I'm going to draw two happy faces. So they're going to have big smiles, I think. So here we go. Okay, so just to show those to you, so I've got two happy faces that look exactly the same with big smiles. Okay, now I'm going to take another pair, and this time I'm going to draw a shocked face, so with a mouth wide open like this. Okay, so again, nice wide open, and actually they're going to have some eyebrows on this one as well. You can obviously be a lot more creative with your pictures than mine, they're very basic. Here we go, two shocked faces. Okay, and I'm going to draw two, what about worried faces? Okay, so here we go, these will be my worried faces. And I'm going to draw a wiggly line of their mouth, like they're not really sure what might happen. Here we go, there's my two worried faces. Okay, and now I've also did some earlier, so I had some sad faces. I've got some kind of weird angry robot faces and just some kind of not bothered faces. Okay, the key thing here is whichever one you do, make sure that you've got 2 of them, because we are now going to play a game. So what you want to do is shuffle all of your cards up. I don't know if you played the game Pairs. It's very simple. Shuffle your cards, put them out on the table in front of you, and this is best played with another person, although you can play it on your own. Okay, and the more cards you have, the longer the game takes. So the first person is going to turn over 2 cards and see if they can find a matching pair. So here we go. These were the 2 cards that I picked up and they do not match, so I'm going to put them back and let another person have a go. Okay, and the idea is to find all of the pairs, and the person who can get the most pairs at the end of the game wins the game. Just as a little extra, why not? When you find a pair, let's see if I can find one. Oh, that looks like one I had. When you find a pair, I think an extra challenge would be for the person that gets that pair to think back to the last time they felt like that face on the cards, and to share what they were doing and why they felt that way. So the last time I was feeling a little bit not bothered. I'll leave you to guess. Okay, enjoy playing your pairs game. Well, that is the end of our time together this morning. We hope that you've enjoyed doing our virtual Messy Church. We're going to be putting the video onto our website, and you'll be able to see the different crafts that we've been doing there this morning. So if you didn't have time to follow along with them this morning, you didn't maybe have all of the resources ready, then you'll be able to have those instructions to do them at home in your own time. Just wanted to let you know, each Sunday morning as a church we would again usually be gathering together in person, but as that's not possible at the moment, then we have also been doing online services, and every Sunday morning we've been putting out an online children's church that we think that you would really enjoy. So you can catch that on our Facebook, on our YouTube, and on the website as well, and that goes live early in the morning so that you can watch that any time of day that works for you. We've loved preparing this for you. We hope that you found it useful and fun. Please do send us any feedback, send us any photos or what you've been up to, and we hope that we will be able to see you really, really soon. Have a wonderful rest of your day.